Hello, and what is going on, you guys? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. Welcome back to Gran Turismo 7 part number 21. I hope you enjoyed watching part 20 from the Asia-Oceania Championship in 3 races to have 3 laps to be on 2 Japanese racing courses, including 1 Australian racing track. But it was a lot of fun out there to have all kinds of good Japanese sports car, including the Honda, Genesis, and its sub-manufacturer brand, and the G70 is now part of it. So looks like it's time to get ready to go for the driving missions. After taking the first one is doing the well introduction to be on the first theme background style from the Magic Mountain. So let's go and take on Beyond the Horizon for mission number 2 to have 2 icons of the chili pepper. But it was a lot of fun out there since the introduction to be part on the main menu book from the GT Cafe. So there are some more missions will be available by every icon to have 8 challenges, and even also includes with a cone challenge and drip mission. And there's also to have one last thing to have an eco challenge. We'll be going challenging to be on the high risk, but it's gonna get much harder, and I have to make sure to take all 8 missions in Beyond the Horizon to get 2 cars in bronze and gold medal to be well achieved. So first up, sunset at the Goodwood by using the Porsche 356A/1500 GS Carrera 1956. Will be at to be in the pass on historic cars to be in Goodwood Motor Circuit. So let's go in there and take on the first driving mission. We'll be doing a time up after taking part in the menu book from the 21st. But it's gonna be a lot of good time to do some activities. We'll be doing some driving missions. And also to have good news to have the update from the Legend Cars dealership to have brand new kinds of 20th century cars like the Plymouth Superford, and the Nissan GT-R GT500 is now available in stock. But I have to take a good look after 8 challenges on Beyond the Horizon. Take on the pass in historic cars. There isn't much curbing here, so be careful not to exceed the track limit. So let's do this. Let's take on the challenge to go old-fashioned to have a nice, wonderful Porsche car. We'll have to go 3 cars by doing the overtake. Just gonna have to drive normally and pass on to be in the Fiat Abarth 595 1970 to be in 4th place to be dropped down. Moving on in 3rd place. Turn 1 is gonna get much curbing, but it will be on the sprint course to see how the challenge is also to be well made after the easy difficulty. But moving on in the medium difficulty is going to get much intermediate. Gonna keep on track. 1 lap won't hurt a bit. Okay, keep it good steady. Driving the RR drivetrain layout is doing some good cornering. Build up the slipstream and go past through the Honda S800. And then one more car is the Burton BAT1 1952. Okay, close enough. Almost barely had a chance to be in 1st place, but silver will have to go average. Good job for taking 1 minute and 11.112 seconds to be on the first attempt. So let's try to keep things up to have a good rolling start in attempt number 2. Lap number 1 proceed, and doing a new set of the first lap will be going on the way. Driving missions also to be well challenging, to be well improved to see how good you are can actually to take 3 cars in this part of this event. Hopefully it will be referred to be as a challenge. Just gonna have to keep up and go overtake on the Honda S800. Very good. Only 1 more car to go. Just gonna have to go early. Off the track. I should rather have to do early brake at this moment because the red line always gonna have to keep on track to see how good can actually have to do well capable to be putting up with the comfort medium tires. Now let's try this again on attempt number 3, folks. How embarrassing if I could probably have the good slightly turn to go closer to have one classic car to be in the lead. Looks like the sunset is beautiful. Now, this time, go early brake to proceed and watch the steering. Coming in, nearly there towards the Bertone BAT1. Okay, keep it steady. Gonna have to get closer and do a good single pass. There you go. That wasn't so hard. The third attempt, we might have another chance and also to have a gold medal reward to be achieved for the new record. Good job. 1 minute and 9.743 seconds to be well driven in an old-fashioned classic car to be driven. Now for the replay, we'll be putting up to have a good spotlight before moving on to be in the next challenge. Challenge number 1 in Sunset at the Goodwood is doing well safe to be on the replay. Perfect thumbnail. Now let's go and take on challenge number 2 to have a changes onto the different rewards since the last update. But very good to have 10,000 credits. We'll be start filling out to do some currency credits to be on the balance. Now, it's time to get ready to go one lap magic in Tokyo Expressway to have Nissan Showdown in mission number 2. Overtake all the cars on the track in one lap with a Nissan GT-R Nismo. Your opponents are driving Skyline GT-Rs, so don't take them lightly. Crystal clear. Let the previous model go first and then the faster one will go last. Just like Gran Turismo 4, but it will be doing much perfectly to see how faster can a Nissan GT-R and the R35 model can actually to take on with some previous generations to be well put up to have an all-wheel drive performance. Now, let's get ready to take on for the second challenge to be at nighttime in the East Outer Loop. Let's begin and go for the starting grid to have 3 Nissan Skylines. We'll be going in to take the first one. Gonna have to be patient. The R32 is going entered in first place. Now for the R33. And last but not least, the R34 Skyline GT-R will be the third one, will be started out. Let's kick up the throttle and go straight away to have a good final lap. We'll be moving on. Speed it up on the 5th gear before climbing up onto the 6th. But it's so lucky to see how the R32 Skyline takes the first one to go in. It's all about having a timeline with previous Nissan Skyline models to be in one lap magic in Beyond the Horizon. So let's go and kick it up and go overtake at the R34 Skyline. Gonna have to go increase the pace. That's one down, only 2 Skylines to go. Next sector we go, and here comes the braking point to be moved on. But I hope I could probably have to be well avoiding by hitting the barrier, otherwise it will be end up by having a mission fail. Just always gonna have to go clean racing, folks. Okay, there's the red R33 Skyline coming in to take the on-ramp before moving on to take the next route. One more Skyline to go, and that means the R32 will take the last one before enter the hairpin. Coming up, go early brake. .1 seconds remaining, but I hope I could probably have to take first place at the podium. And here it comes, the harder to take the risk. Let's go slipstream before reaching up onto the finish line. The R32 has been overtaken, and here I am. First place, numero uno. R35 GTR takes the podium in a single one-lap magic. Excellent. 2 minutes and 40.398 seconds to have a mission accomplished. Only 2 down, 6 more to go, and this replay is brilliant to have Nissan Skyline will be the first one to proceed forward while the R35 takes the last to go in. Now that's a magical one-lap competition, folks. One faster cars, let the slower ones will be moved forward to have a different performance. And here I am right now. Rank number 9 on the friends ranking is doing a good first place to be on the spot. So let's exit out and move on to take the next mission is going to be different. But just to be as always, but it will be possible to have a different icon to be well recognized. So here comes the slipstream in mission number 3. 155.3 miles per hour in maximum velocity. Here, you'll attempt to get to the top speed over a limited section of track. The closer you are to the car in front of you, the better you can use the slipstream to draft. Using the courtesy car is the Mazda RX-7 GT-X FC model 1990 we'll be using for the third mission. It's all about doing some slipstream to catch up and build it up and go faster to be at the full straightaway. But it's all about to do some good catching up slipstream to be built up without having a good usage of a single part, because default parts will be well factory made to see how capable for the FC can actually to be going maximum velocity to go up onto 155 miles with a decimal of 3. So here I go, folks. Let's see how the FC can take the straightaway to be moving on to have a good, excellent drag race. Rolling start I go, and switching up onto the interior view to have a good, excellent action to take on with some good road cars. Gonna have to overtake the Roadster S and D model. 8.6 in third position. Okay, very good without having a contact. I think it's the Honda Civic Type R 1998. Okay, very good. Now gonna have to keep climbing up. Oh yes! Correction and perfectly matched. I am so very close to have gold, you guys, but 100% is well matched, well done. The FC has successfully reached 155.3 miles per hour. Excellent work, and replay to be saved. Another piece of cake, just like the classic cars at Circuit de Saint-Cloix, to be on the straightaway in C-course layout. But very good to have a same record for everybody to be on the friends ranking. But they did a good job out there to be on the same match. Ended up in position 6. So I'll take that for only 10,000 credits and building up for only 2.1 miles in the daily workout. That's 3 down, only 5 more to go. The next mission is going to be having an ordinary race because Japanese sports battle in rainy Tsukuba. Using the Civic Type R limited edition FK8 model 2020 is going to have to take a Japanese sports car battle out at the Tsukuba circuit. Brake properly and be careful not to go too deep in the corners. Safety's first, folks. Whenever we race on a rain surface, better make sure to have the comfort or sports tires will be well able to be on the wet surface to be using with a weather radar to be at the rain course to have a condition in Tsukuba. But it was a lot of hard work ever since in round 3 of test season 1 of the Nations Cup. But clearly, the challenges is going to be very tougher out there to be on the wet surface for today's weather forecast is going to get much further percentage of rain. So I'll be hop on board with a Honda Civic Type R limited edition. It's a very good, well capable sports car ever since the National B license. So let's go in and take 2 laps to overtake 9 opponents. Gonna have to switch it up onto the weather radar. Gonna have to drive carefully. Slow it steady and take turn 1. Concentration is the key. Okay, always gonna have to push up the RPM. Watch out for hairpin number 2. I know this is gonna get crowded. Okay, sector 1 clear. Moving on in sector 2. The FD has been dropped into 10th place. Now for the C34 370C. Okay, looks like gonna keep an eye out. Looks like any chances to be on a dry surface. Very good. Looks like lap number 1 is coming in towards the end. 2020 GR Super RC and GR86 is in the way. Let's push it up. Final lap, here I come. Halfway there, folks. We still got this until we might get through. Keep it steady and take the inside on hairpin 2. Okay, looks like the rain stopped. We still got a lot of red surface, folks. Several wet surface. And then the drizzle might coming back. Three more to go. The Toyota Super RC is in the lead. I have to catch up. Okay, the Land Evo X is switching up. Okay, come on. I hope the FK8 Civic can probably have a good spare horsepower. And there we go. 3rd place on the silver for the mission challenge. 3rd place for bronze, and luckily to be entered to be into the top 3 position. But only in the top 5 position on the mission challenge, but it also reminds me for participate in the Nations Cup and Manufacturers Cup. But I'll make sure the rematch will have to go again for next time. Now on for attempt number 2. Just gonna have to drive carefully as always. Wet surface is gonna get much percentage to be at over 70%. Strategy is all about the dropping in the rain course to be on the road car selection. It's gonna have to be concentrated to be well careful if you can ever gonna have to take on to be in the 1st place position. Now let's gonna have to go harder and Okay, looks like the GR Supra is blocking in the way. Okay, looks like it's gonna get too much over rev. Alright, there you go. Take hairpin number 3. Okay, looks like 370C and GR Supra is now in 8th and 9th place. So let's go and take the out and out on the last turn. Okay, keep it careful not to take a contact. Five more to go. Final lap. Let's do this. Okay, very good with the updated version on the weather radar. It also might have some good grid to see some effects of the surface on the wet. But looks pretty cool, just like the original from the last update. Now for the WRX STI 2014, followed by the Land Evo X, and the Civic Type R F-Gate 2 2015 is entered onto hairpin number 3. Make the last push and take the hard right at the turn. Here it comes. The final turn is going to get much harder to be on the wet surface. Same record and also to be updated in 3rd place. But I know how you guys are really up to this challenge because 2 laps in a rain surface is going to have to do harder until you might have to do it right. Pushing up on the hard effort to use the weather radar or the regular one will be using by the choice. So use it wisely and drive carefully to go on the higher advantage to be on the upper hand. Okay, slide down and take hairpin number 2. Go quickly and take the outside. We'll be doing the optional strategy. Three cars overtake, only 6 more to go. Now let's kick it up at the straightaway and go overtake at the R32 Skyline. But this time, attempt number 3, we'll be doing the final try in the 2nd and 3rd mission. Now let's go early onto the final lap. Sounds pretty hard and challenging to step things up and go all-wheel drive balance, just like the Land Evo X and the Toyota GR Yaris. Now let's make room for the limited edition of the brand new Honda Civic Type R. Coming in onto the next sector is about to be moved forward towards the final hairpin until the straightaway will have to get closer to the 1997 Toyota Supra RC. And here it comes. Final push between the old versus new. Build up the slipstream and coming in on the out and out final turn. There you go. Excellent line and checker flag to be in first place on a goal. New record and fully well achieved. 2 minutes and 33.115 seconds. Very hard work to be using with a brand new Honda Civic Type R in GT7. So that's just gonna have to move on forward and save a replay. There we go. Replay saved to the library, and another mission complete to have 2 laps on Tsukuba circuit to be in the rain condition. Slippery and challenging, and also to have a good mobility balance to be respectfully. Now, let's check again for the list of challenges on Beyond the Horizon. Okay, looks like we are getting closer onto the halfway mark, folks. Let's go and take the cone knockdown in the first challenge to have a Toyota Aqua S 2011 to knock down all 20 cones along the track. So we're going in to be at the Miyabi track at Kyoto Driving Park to have 20 cones will be well suitable to be as an ordinary Japanese compact car to take down 20 cones on the standing position. Just like copy break missions from Gran Turismo 4 and Gran Turismo 6 to be on a different activity is going to be a very good open view area. However, a short course layout is also to be well fitted as a training ground. So let's go and knock down 20 cones to have a good successful goal time by under 15 seconds. Let's switch up the view and go knock them out on the lineup. Drive and steady, and around it go. Alright, not bad, but almost close enough to have 15 seconds. So I had to go under by having 14 seconds to be on the decimal effect. Okay, looks like it might be quite pretty hard, but 20 cones to have a short straightaway might be pretty hard to tell. So let's step things up and go line up and do the pile up. There we go. That wasn't so hard. Finally made it to have a gold medal in 14.751 seconds. That was a lot of fun out there to knock out 20 cones to be in a short straightaway. But it may be quite well impressive to be using where the Aqua S is doing the #1 courtesy step. Now, let's see the replay to see how it turns out to be. But also to have a different background view to be on the camera. There it is right now. Piled up and hit the cones before reaching up onto the start and finish line. But not to mention to have one cone to be standing around and being forcefully to be on a touching contact. But good job, and replay to be well saved. Finally made it on friend ranking #4, and looks like this is going to be a very good position to be on the top 5. So that makes 5 missions down for only 3 more to go. We're getting closer to have a driving marathon complete before midnight comes, just like yesterday from part number 20 from Asia-Oceania Championship. Now, looks like it's time to get ready to start out for beginner drifting #1. Maintain drift angle by counter steering. Using the Nissan Silvia Spec R Aero S15 2002 is going to have to do some practice warm-up, so it's time to go drift school, folks. Drift mission #1 in Beyond the Horizon. We'll be choosing a best Japanese road car. We'll be doing some tight turns. We'll be reached at the clipping point. It's all about to do some practice to perform drifting, just like having a drift battle from Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift on every mountain pass. So we're heading up to Fuji International Speedway to get yourself trained up on beginner drifting 1. I'm all set and good to go, and let's see how the drift course layout is going to be look like. But I hope I could probably have to start out to be on the downhill elevation on turn 2 to turn 3 at the Coca-Cola corner. We'll be having a good slightly turn to be at the left. But it might be quite giving a good correction to be on the rolling start to be at the 100R. Let's switch it up and go drifting as I proceed. Oh man. That's not what it meant to become drifting, folks. Maybe I could probably have to try this again. But I know drifting might be very new to everything in GT7, just like Gran Turismo Sport. Sloppy. Sloppy, and gonna have to start over by square one. Now, let's see how the correction might be turns out to be. Alright, there we go. And looks like finally made it to have 7,000 points to be added with 56. Looks like my grade average is definitely a B+, but also to have gold medal to be achieved on A+. But very good job to have a beginner drift level onto the first one is doing some practice work. I hope I could probably have to go again for attempt number 2, and this time a new set of the record is going to have to do perfectly to be on the inside of the cornering. Just going to have to pull hard and go up on to 8,000 drift points. Very good and successful to be on the basic achieved. Speed earned. That's how the #1 quick achievement on the PlayStation Network is going to be putting up a drift advantage to be going well smoking to have a single achievement on the bronze. 8,479 to be on the new drift record, folks. Now, let's see the replay turns out to become very basic for drifting. Alright, looks like this one might be quite going amateur style, but very close to have a full handling grip to be on the right turn. Excellent, and very good job to be on the 100R to end up onto the hairpin at the finish line. But luckily, I have to make sure to have a drift guiding book for beginner drivers to see how good you can probably have to do some drifting course to be on the 101 example. But if we might have to do a drifting education, we'll have to go down to do some training. But taking some knowledge of drifting with a Japanese car is all about doing some hard work to see some every turns with the elevation terrain. So, mission complete. Getting closer for a daily workout complete to have a good suitable chance for having a high star roulette ticket. But I have to keep an eye out because I've been working so hard by every morning and noon until putting up the recording at nighttime. Next up for mission number 7 in Beyond the Horizon, American Wilderness by using the Audi Sport Quattro S1 Pikes Peak 1987. The stage is technical section of Fisherman's Ranch Reverse. Close in on your opponents at the consecutive low speed corners. Rallycross racing is very challenging to be on the terrain, folks. So let's see how the sprint course layout on Fisherman's Ranch is going to be very challenging. But I'll make sure I'll have to get there to have more events will be progressively to be in the GT Cafe. But I'm so pumped up to be ready to start out to be on the next mission. So here it comes. The course layout is going to be very challenging by using the Sport Quattro S1. We'll be at a good part of the section to be up the hill. But there might be some pickup trucks, so there he is right now. Keep a good maintained pace. Try not to get a contact. Okay, F-150 Raptor is blocking in. Gonna have to go pushing in by the hairpin, and there's the Alpine A110. Very good classic to have a road car to be well outfitted to be as a rally car. Let's keep up and go jumping in steeply. And now for the Group B rally car. But wait, that was the Lancia Stratos 1973. So let's go and keep pushing up at the curve straightaway to have a good braking point position. I go. Here it comes. Final stretch at the checker flag is going well achieved in first place. And here I am. Gold medal and well achieved by 1 minute and 7.420 seconds for having a good attempt to be on the first record achieved. Now let's exit out and save a replay to have a good archive to be on the highlights. We're getting closer to the final mission, folks. Fuel economy is about to be ready to go for the risk. Just gonna have to go add up with some currency credits by 10,000. 3-star roulette ticket is now completed. Awesome. Another 3-star is fully well achieved. But I can't wait to get the 4, 5, or 6-star roulette ticket is going to be needed for myself. It also comes down to this, folks. Set the fastest lap with minimum fuel 1 will be control of consumption by adjusting the fuel map. But luckily, I have to go with lane number 6 is going to be the number 1 responsibility for this part of the Eco Challenge. But I'm still getting closer to have bronze and gold medal to be on all missions is going to be a very good 100% mission complete in Beyond the Horizon. So now, we are going at Sardinia Road Track to be on a different course layout. But it might be quite possible to be on the C course layout, but I'm looking forward to be part of it for today's mission. In the Eco Challenge, drivers must set the fastest lap with reduced fuel consumption. You'll need to adjust your concentration of fuel, paying close attention to the fuel map on the MFD. When set to power, your fuel consumption will be high, which will result in more engine output. When set to lean, your fuel consumption will be low, and there will be corresponding reduction to speed. The goal is to be the fastest without running out of fuel, so adjust your fuel map accordingly. I will do that, Sarah. Number 1 strategy tip by putting up a fuel economy when running low on gas. Now let's go switched up onto lane number 6. Here I go. Let's go slow and quick. Gonna have to be very careful to keep a close eye on the fuel. And now we are racing at the B course layout. Gonna have to take enough time. Gonna have to use the Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR is the very good courtesy car. Gonna have to go accelerate. Stay on it. We'll make sure we'll get through this on time before the gold medal record in 2 minutes and 5 seconds by the under record. Gonna have to watch my time. It's about to go 1 minute. Here comes the downhill. Now let's go take the uphill and keep coming in. How am I doing, folks? We're getting closer by under 2 minutes with 5 seconds, but only 30 seconds left. Gonna have to hurry up. "20 seconds left. Gonna take the final turn and move forward. But I know, I have to go warm up at this time. And here I am. Silver medal ended up in 2 minutes and 10.754 seconds. Now, whenever it comes in to have fuel economy for part of the driving missions, always make sure to have a good plenty amount of power and leading position when the low percentage on fuel. But that's how the record is also to be yet said. You have to try again. We'll be get closer onto the gold medal by under 2 minutes with 4 seconds to be going underneath by 5. Now let's try this again and putting up the save replay to be on the highlights for a shared memory. Okay, I have to do this, guys. I really have to do this. It's gonna get much harder or better, or it might be quite gonna have to do some strategies. We'll be going quicker if I could probably have to think hard to have a good proper lean position to beat this course with low percentage fuel. So let's do this, and this time it's about to go de-accelerate by the chance. Packing up onto lean 5, gonna have to go on to turn 1 before entered in turn 2. So I have to stay on touch in lean number 5 before going down the hill to switch back on to power 1 or 2 by the choice. But de-acceleration might be quite giving a helpful tip. We'll be doing an optional advantage when taking the inside of the apex. 60% remaining for only 5% left. Hard turn at the right. So far so close to get the inside of the apex. Powered up onto 2, 1, and coming back onto 3 to be on the maintain before it catches up onto lean 5. But don't worry, it will might have a breaking point when entering the apex. We might have a helpful zone before going up the hill to stay on lean 5 for any optional choices for every Gran Turismo player who has a very good helpful tip. Now for the final sector, this wheel might have one last de-acceleration before the ghost car is going well behind to take the lead and giving a good current progression to have the final turn will be at the last resort. But unless, if I could probably have to get closer to switched up to go on to power 1 before entering onto the blue and yellow zone to see it. Ah, so close, so very close. I am so absolutely close to get a gold record, but a decimal of 0.85 seconds. Now I have to try this again. Correction is making a good key to stay on the line. Let's see how it turns out. Pretty well, folks. I almost barely had a chance to have a decimal, ended up onto 85 seconds. Correction makes a good de-acceleration before enter the turn by the corner. So let's see how things might have to go smoothly to have a good directional line without any mistake. Turn 1 is doing correct. Smoothly in onto turn 2 and 3. Keep it up. Inside cornering is the #1 important when using the classic Skyline, is a very good rarity used. But I mean, this challenge is very hard for intermediate Gran Turismo racers only. But I'll make sure the inside cornering when the accelerate is definitely the best part. Pack it up onto 2, going down and up to 4 before coming back onto 5. Deaccelerate again, enter the apex by pulling the brake. That's the spirit. Up the hill in about 31% remaining. Deaccelerate again, enter the next turn, proceed. Very good and excellent. Absolutely works like a charm. And take a good, excellent deacceleration at the last part. Stay on the 3rd gear and wait for the best power before 10% remaining. But I won't lose. This time it has to go quicker to be on the correction. Hahaha, yes! Finally made it. After over 10 attempts, and here I am right now. 2 minutes and 4.950 seconds on the goal. I am so very good to have. Beyond the Horizon mission challenge is complete. So very good and very excellent. Finally. I am so worked up to have many stresses if I could probably have to try to keep my cool under control, folks. But now the replay is going to be a very good will achieved to be part on the memory in the highlights. But trust your way, folks. I know this mission is a very hard part for the final challenge. But it was a lot of hard work to be using the fuel map. We'll be doing well consumption to be on the maintain. So, looks like I have finally made it. Rank number 6 in 2 minutes and 4.950 seconds in the Nissan Skyline Hardtop 2000 GT-R with a type model KPG-CT10 1970 is doing a classic old school fashion to have a good economy challenge. I'm so very proud of myself, folks. But most of you guys did a good job to try to keep up and think strategy to deal with this kind of a corner situation between the deacceleration. We'll be doing the first one before enter the brake. So tired. But I cannot believe it. I've been spent so much attempts. And now I just finally got 2 card reward and registered into the car index. First up, the Civic Type R Limited Edition FKA 2020 is now added up onto the garage. Congratulations, Hyperion-Blue-GT. You achieved all bronze. This gift card is now yours. I'll deliver it to your garage. You're very welcome, Sarah. You're very welcome. So much hard work of driving to face the economy with fuel in low percentage. So very good. Now, for the next gold reward after the Honda Civic Type R Limited Edition. And there it is. The Mazda RX-7 GT-X FC 1990 in the crystal white color. Bravo, Hyperion-Blue-GT. You achieved all gold. This gift card is now yours. I'll deliver it to your garage. Excellent. Now, the Mazda RX-7 GT-X FC model is now registered onto the car index. Very good job, and Beyond the Horizon is complete for mission number 2. Next up, after Beyond the Horizon, Rolling Stone is about to go challenging to have a same difficulty to be on 2 chili peppers in the medium difficulty. But there might be some more missions to be on a high difficulty, including the brand new mission on the update. But it can probably have to be unlocked in Car Collector level 23 to have a brand new mission. But you guys have already known about the new mission from the update. It's all about having a 1-hour endurance to see how good you are to take on for some different racetrack by over an hour. So now, looks like it's already midnight, and that means it's 12:34 a.m. on April 24th. So let's go back to the garage and have one roulette ticket will be available for this part of the video segment. But I'll make sure another one will be putting up to have a different chance by a 4, 5, or 6 star roulette ticket by the chance. Now it's time to have a 2-star roulette ticket we'll be ready to use, so here I go. One lucky chance coming right up. This time the Toyota Crown Athlete G is about to have a good chance, and haha, successful. I was right. I just finally got the Toyota Crown Athlete G safety car to have a good lucky chance. Another safety car will be stored into my garage and registered to the car index. Sweet, absolutely safety car to have a number 2 to be on the collection. Halfway there towards collector level 22 before at the end of 21. So very good to have roulette ticket to have a good rarity chance to have one save for only a day before the next day will be going again by tomorrow. Now let's just gonna have to check the car collection on the index. The Civic Type R Limited Edition FKA 2020 from Tsukuba Circuit in the Rain Challenge. What will no doubt be a collector car someday, the limited edition Civic Type R sold out in minutes. Beautiful, and absolutely to have a four-door car is much incredible. I like it. This limited edition Honda Civic Type R to be welcomed in Gran Turismo 7 ever since 2 years ago to be well introduced to have a full limited edition. But I know how you guys are very tired after the fuel economy from the Rolling Stone Drving Mission. But yes, it takes many stresses to see how strategy if you can figure it out to beat this mission to putting up the usage of the fuel map. But starting out on power 1 at the straightaway before going up the hill to switched up onto lean number 4 before entered onto lean 5 to go deaccelerate before putting up onto the braking point at turn 1. But the strategy is very well important when you're using the fuel map is the number 1 responsibility to be part of the mission challenge. But it takes practice, but you guys did a good job out there to have all 8 missions in Rolling Stone is gonna have to do moving on to be part in the next walkthrough to be later on. But I'll make sure the next mission in the later future to be take part in the Rolling Stone after Beyond the Horizon. But there might be some different set of missions is gonna be doing challenging, so I'll make sure I'll have to do my best to work hard and strategize to be on a high position to get the goal. But of course, a spotlight by putting up the brand new UDRS Inspirtech livery on the Nissan GT-R Nismo 2017 from the livery editor. I just made it myself. But I hope you guys like it. It spent over 25 minutes to be putting up with a time lapse to be well developed, to be outfitted to have a good customized tuner car, to be well fitted to be part in the all-wheel drive challenge to be exclusive for Japanese cars. So now, time to wrap this up before at the end, so I'll be willing to get back to do some more events to build up with some currency credits before the next update on April 25th. Thank you for enjoying watching the video on Gran Turismo 7, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Just go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, and click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you like to see. I'll be see you guys next time on Gran Turismo 7, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.